episode 80. I'm a just island boy. This is episode 80. We record this podcast whether we got clothes or we naked. I'm not from Jamaica or an island, but we the island boy, and this is episode 80. So welcome to the Damn Dude podcast.
Damn, dude.
What up, everybody? What's happening? Recording late night tonight. It's been a long day. And the baby's over here knocked out and sleeping, so trying to record, talk a little bit quieter, bringing you guys that sexy late night, smooth jazz sort of voice. Oh man. So if you guys haven't heard that Island Void thing or seen the memes yet, I've been just so fucking I can't get that shit out of my head, dude. It's been like, oh fuck, like a week and a half now since I've heard it, and it has not slowed down one bit. Yeah, that's just pretty funny, dude. No, so today we're gonna call this episode, or we're gonna, part of the title, we're gonna call it Social Loner. And we're also gonna be talking about affection, like getting affection as a kid, or not getting affection as a kid. For those of you that don't know, I'm your host, California Cal. I probably should have mentioned that earlier. And if you want a solid introductory, you can go back and listen to some old episodes, but I know how to do baby magic. I'm the baby whisperer, and well, not me, but on the show, we have the conversations that need to be had in a way that'll make you think and say, Damn, dude. You know what I'm saying? It's just stuff to like really give us an opportunity to think and feel and see life just a little bit differently. Because when we learn things and we work hard to gain new knowledge, the shit should be shared. The breakthroughs, the insights that are really of the real life, that are of real life and of the real world should be shared. So we do that in a way that's fun and funny and real as fuck. Sorry, I'm like chewing. I had some dried mango, which is bomb as fuck, by the way. Kind of got stuck in my tooths. So, yeah. It's a trip. So doing this podcast, like, in relation to social loner, like, I'm somebody who got judged as mute. Like, people literally thought I didn't know how to talk. Like, my social skills were so poor. My anxiety and my panic attacks and freaking out was so high and was so constant. My quietness was just so overwhelming. But it's weird because when I get to know people or I get comfortable, like, dude, I'm a fucking animal. Like, I don't know, I'm loud, I'm inappropriate, I'm over the top, like, and it's weird because I don't identify with myself as that really, but I have been recognizing that that is a part of me. So I'm kind of like, this is a trip, you know? Because it's like I can remember what it's like, and I still do it sometimes to just not speak. But at the same time, there's times where I'm just like blah, and I say whatever. And I have to watch myself sometimes if it's I just gotta be aware of my environment or my audience or whatever, I suppose, really. And on the show, I just kind of talk shit how I would talk shit to in real life, you know what I mean? Like, if you see my real Instagram posts, or you see, if you're friends with me or whatever, we get into conversation, like, I'm always talking about this shit. It could be goofy, it could be real, it could be whatever, but the point of it is always going to be real. And even if it's funny, like, it's going to tie to some cool real shit. And I can see instances where I just get up and boom, and I just say shit. And I did that the other day in a business meeting where I'm like, there, and I jumped. I don't even remember if I said this on the last episode or not, but in the middle of the meeting is like I jumped up and interrupted it and interrupted somebody even just to say something. And it was to give a compliment to somebody, but I interrupted the whole thing and I didn't know anybody, and everybody there knew each other. So it was like me and one other person were the new people there. So it was pretty crazy, dude. I was just like, dang, like this is a trip. Like, it's funny. I didn't even know what to think. So, uh, I did that and I sat down. I was like, whoa, was that too much? And then I was like, yeah, fuck it. You know what I mean? Because it wasn't like anything bad. And then on the other hand, it's like I said, if I get comfortable or I open up with you, like I don't know how to do that with everybody. And like I said, only certain people can bring that out of me. To where it's like you really get that weird, goofy side of me. And it kind of reflects in the show a little bit if you look for it, or you know how I am, I guess, in a way. I don't know if that makes sense. But so at the same time, I'm like, fuck, it's easy for me to say inappropriate shit, whether it's fucking like, sexual jokes or inappropriate jokes or fucking, comments about stuff or compliments or something like that. And that's one thing too, is like I realize I don't know how to like give compliments very well. I'm like really awkward. Like I don't even know, dude. Like I'll just kind of like blurt things out at weird times, like, oh, and I don't, I don't know. I don't know if it's like, I don't know. Whenever I do that, I address it and I say something like, oh, that might have been weird. Most of the time, people are chill, and I think because I'm pretty honest about everything that I do and say, so I noticed that it almost gives me like this flexibility to like be inappropriate or something, but then at the same time, it doesn't give me that as a right. It kind of just gives me that as a result. So if I'm being inappropriate expecting that right, it's not okay. But like if I'm just being myself and some shit comes out of my mouth, I'm like, oh, whoops. It's like there's an innocence to that, and it's a little bit different. So I don't know. I'm just learning all this shit, dude. Like, excuse me. Like it really is so easy to just, I don't know. Oh man, it's so weird. Like, and it's such a cool problem for me to have now, to say too much at times, because that's something I was never able to do before. And then, wow, I just realized this. Damn, this is really fucking brutally honest. Holy fuck. I realized that like giving women compliments, like wow, dude. I realized that when I guess it goes both ways. If women give me a compliment or I give them a compliment, it's hard for me to not take it and think of it in some sort of like, what would be the right word even? Like, I don't know, like whether it be taken some sort of like flirtatious or sexual sort of way, I guess. I don't know. That's just kind of my observation, what I'm kind of thinking through right now. So don't quote me on that. But what I'm saying is like, I can say stuff like that because I'll be like, well, that's just what fucking rolled through my head right now. So it's like blah. And then I'm like, hold on, you gotta like be smart too. You know what I mean? Like, it's really interesting, like, because there's a level of like responsibility and balance between like, okay, yeah, be yourself. Obviously, you should be yourself everywhere and all the time. But I think being yourself, part of it needs to be being able to take responsibility for when you are pushing boundaries or stepping lines. And I think that doing that has helped my communication skills a bit, to where I can kind of be a little bit more free in conversations, because I've been able to practice that a little bit. I suppose. Um, and I realized that, like, it's really interesting the different types of relationships we have with different people. Like, when it comes to how we communicate, which would mean in real life, like the things we joke about, the things we talk about, the things that we think about, the things that we, because all these things lead to what we actually do. And all of this is all interpreted from the shit that most of the time we learned as kids. So this trips me on, and I've talked about this a lot, but it always blows my mind how we're just really actually, as adults, just walking around being like the confused kids that we were and are. And it's like we're just living out these expectations and ideas and all these things that most of us haven't actually written down or voiced out in real life. A lot of the times we just kind of go off these silent assumptions of ourself, or expectations of ourself, or expectations of life or family or business or school or career or people or situations or our looks or our personality traits or our strengths, all of those things, like, they all factor into it, and our weaknesses too. So it's crazy because a lot of us, like I said, are just adults figuring all the shit out with the knowledge of a child, with the knowledge of a really young person. Like, we don't know what the fuck we're doing. Who knows what we're doing? There's only a handful of people that are like, yo, this is the shit we need to do. Let's go. And they're actually correct. You know what I mean? So I do my best to be that type of person where it's like, yo, I'm going to just look at everything factually and logically. I'm going to own up when I'm fucking making mistakes or being inappropriate or this or that. And then it's like, you got to see where your audience is at. Whoever you're talking to has got to be okay with what's going on. And it's like, I feel like I don't understand why people miss this. It's like, it's just a level of, I don't know, I guess boundaries, but I mean, at the same time, boundaries are hard and a lot of people don't understand or know how to implement or navigate around them. So, and again, that comes from what we learned from when we were kids most of the time. Like, I knew nothing about boundaries as a kid. To me, it was like, don't fucking touch me, or like, if you touch me, I'll beat your ass. Or it's like, don't fuck with me. Like, don't touch my stuff. This is my stuff. That's your stuff. This place is my place. That place is your place. That's very much how it was. It's like, now I'm very open and like, I don't know. I don't really identify with me and mine and I and all that very much. Like, when I think of myself, I see myself as multi dimensional, I guess. Like, there's different sides of me. Like, I don't ever see myself as one solid person. I see myself as different people. That might sound a little bit crazy, but like, I really do, because I play different roles and I wear many hats. And it's like, on not, I mean, I suppose on any given day or season or whatever, you can find me wearing or doing something that's contradictory to the judgment of the thing I was doing last time or that I'm doing next time. So, you might see me at a fucking, being gentle as fuck with babies and doing my job and teaching them how to save lives. You might see me being gentle and very understanding with old people and patient and, understanding and being very positive. At the same time, you'll also see me be like, yo, fuck you. Like, this motherfucker can get their ass beat. Like, no, if you pull this shit, like, you will get your fucking ass beat. I don't give a fuck. It's like, but those two people, they live in certain places and times, and they don't always come out. You know what I mean? So it's almost like like they hibernate and take turns, and it's like, not on some crazy shit, but on some simplistic shit where, like, I've kind of just like dissected my personality and my emotions and kind of assigned them homes in like cubby holes or like a fucking, freeze tank to hang out in or some shit like Futurama or something. um so and then it's like then you can find me riding dirt bikes, then you can catch me riding street bikes, you can catch me riding a Harley, you can catch me riding a sport bike, you can catch me riding an Italian bike, you can catch me riding BMX bikes, you can catch me running, you can catch me doing family stuff, you can catch me smoking a blunt at the beach. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like I do a lot of different things. You can catch me picking up trash at the beach. You can catch me in business meetings. You can catch me doing wheelies. You can catch me, who knows what, going to the desert. You can catch me snowboarding. You can catch me surfing. You can catch me skateboarding, ice skating, rollerblading, on a boat, driving a boat, flying a plane. Like, these are all things I've done and do. And there's a whole bunch more too. Podcasting, you know what I mean? It's like, so depending on what angle you look at me at or where you know me as, I'm not the same person. I bring my same heart, my same energy, and my same truth forward to everything. I bring myself to all of them, but myself consists of many different sides. And this used to conflict me and fuck me up a lot because I would feel like I'm being fake. But I'm like, no, I'm not being fake. It's just that it's like if I'm hanging out with certain people, it's like, okay, let's say I'm hanging out with people from out of state, or I'm hanging out with nerdy people or people who, aren't into like doing shit outside or whatever. And if I'm communicating the way that I talk to my gangster friends to them, they're not even gonna know what I'm talking about. Or it's just going to sound funny or be a joke or whatever. Excuse me. Or whatever. So, on the same token, if I talk with my friends who are in... Oh, man, hiccups. Excuse me. If I talk to my friends who are into, like, games and board games and whatever, that type of stuff, if I talk to my gangster friends that same way, they're not going to understand. They're going to think it's funny or weird or whatever, right? The same way back and forth. The same way that if I talk to my like friends who are into motorcycles, they're not going to understand if I talk to them the same way as I talk to them. And it's like, it's not about being fake or changing personalities. It was more about speaking different languages. And when it hit me that, holy shit, skills are a language. And the more languages that you can speak, the doper you are. It's like, think about how impressive it is when you meet somebody and they can speak one crazy language you didn't think they could speak. Like, people trip out when they find out I can speak Chinese. You know what I mean? Like, people are like, whoa, what? Really? Say something. It's like, and of course, whenever somebody says say something, that's always the hardest time to be able to like say something in that language, because there's so, I don't know, you know what I mean? It's just, like, I'm just like, oh, hi, rice, farts. Like, I don't even know. You know what I mean? That's like the go-to. It's like, it's fuck, I don't know, dude. Like, those are the first things that I thought was funny as a kid. So, or that I learned, I guess, or that I learned and thought was funny. But you think about it, you meet people who can, speak, 5 languages. Oh wow, that person can speak English, German, French, Portuguese, and fucking Tagalog. You're like, damn, that fucker's crazy. Like, that's dope. That person automatically earns cool points, right? From anybody. That's respect, dude. Like, damn. You could be in the most fucking ghetto hood place. I'm like, damn, this motherfucker gonna be the next Elon Musk rat. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? It's like, damn, like, it's like that. So you can go in the fucking rich places. Oh, wow. He is going to be the next Elonte Mosca. And Elonte Moscow. I don't know why that makes it fancy. Fools in Torrey Pines are just like, yes, Ilonte Mosca. Oh shit. Um no, but you know what I'm saying though? My point is that the more languages you speak, the cooler you are. So check this out. This is what's interesting is I think that skills are worth more than languages. Like, think about this. Literally, families and last names and generations of people are named, their last name is named and given to them based off of the skills that they know how to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? It's like, that's how it was. Like, oh, like Smith or whatever, blacksmith or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, all those things that, I mean, not for everybody, but for a lot, that's how it applied, which is pretty fucking trippy, right? So if you think about it, that's almost worth more because, okay, words just speculate and define and describe. There you go. Words just describe the doings of things that have happened or are happening or that will happen. And those are the only three places that context can come from, really. So if like, okay, like, damn. And I think that's what makes somebody an attractive person a lot of times is like, wow, they know how to do a lot of things. So it's like if you see somebody who's nerdy and then all of a sudden they bust out some crazy rap song, you're like, whoa, like this person's fucking sick. Or like you see somebody who's fucking hella gangster and they bust out singing some like super nerdy, dorky song you would never expect, right? You're like, what the hell? Like, how do you know that? Like, that's why it's so funny when Terry Crews sang the na 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 song in White Chicks. It's just like, whoa, what? Like, not that he's gangster, but it's just like a big dude. You wouldn't expect it, you know? It's like, whoa, it was so like just counter to what you would expect, you know? So it's like, if you think about it, I'm like, wow, I think that's cool. These are the things that I find intriguing and interesting about myself. So that's got to be part of what makes me attractive in any sense. Wow, that was hard to say. That was weird. Because I don't identify with myself as being attractive. I identify with myself. I don't even think about it. Like I don't know. Whenever I would get compliments, it would be either like so over the top or nothing. So I don't really know where. I'm just like, I've just equated. I'm just like average. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I'm going to just be fucking, all I know is I'm going to be the coolest motherfucking old person. I've been saying that since elementary school. And at the same time, man, like, I just want to keep learning skills, dude. I know that, like, it's just so cool. Like, I find it interesting that I can surf, I can sew, I can cook, I can fucking clean, I can I can have my own business, I can do great parenting, I can do great teaching. I have the ability to speak now. I have the ability to read. I never read a single book, not one, until I was like 26 or 27, maybe 28 even. Might have even been older. But I put that on everything. And I just keep learning. I know how to navigate. I can fucking sail a boat and fucking fly a kite and fucking, you know what I'm saying? Do whatever the fuck. And I think it's really cool to be able to keep expanding skills and perfect. And it's like, I love being able to fine tune and get exactly like the little details which really like make the difference in whatever it is that I'm doing. Like, I love discovering when I'm doing something like physical. It's like, oh, like, especially it's like if I'm practicing skateboarding, that's one of my favorites. It's like, if I move my toe that much more, it makes a difference that much. If I move my head, my shoulders, every little piece matters that much. And I love paying attention to little details like that in really random and unique things. Like, I don't know. I just think it's cool for whatever the fuck. So, I don't know. Yeah, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to be right after these messages. There's no messages. We're just going to be right pike.
Damn, dude. Damn, dude.
What's good, yo? Oh, that was terrible. That was so creepy. We don't edit this show. We're just gonna leave it. That was so terrible. I was gonna try and do something cool like radio, like, yes, welcome back to the Damn Dude podcast. But I don't even know. I can't even replicate that weird thing I just did. That was fucking weird. Let's forget about that. So, moving forward, that was probably like the worst on-air voice thing you could probably do. And, it's all good in the neighborhood, Mr. Rogers. We're just gonna fucking keep it pushing like, Channel 15 that they used to air Mr. Rogers on. That was a PBS if you didn't have cable. I think if you had cable, it was 11 probably back in the day. I'm talking like the 90s and thousands. But yeah, PBS, that show was Channel 15 out here. So, man, I'm just like fucking hella like ratting myself out here today. I look back and I don't know, it was really interesting. It struck me that in a conversation earlier that I was like, holy fuck, like I really did not get hugs like just in general, I didn't get affection as a kid. Like I didn't get I love yous. It was all of that stuff was so rare. Not to say it never happened. It was very, very, very rare. And I remember I had like two moms. I had like three moms growing up. So like my real mom, my mom, and then my two neighbor moms, which was Dorothy, rest in peace, Dorothy, and Heidi. And Dorothy, they were a black family, and Heidi, they were a Peruvian family. So these are the two households that I grew up in. And the tightness was so much to where it was like we would see each other. I would have to give them a hug and kiss, like respectfully and all of that or whatever, you know, or maybe not kiss, but it was like you always give a hug, and then like it was like very proper, you know, and you very much engaged in the culture. So it was like if there was whatever cracking off, I was participating. I was part of it. You know what I'm saying? And it was so much so that it was like all of our, like, so they were my best friend's parents, right? So the three of us, all of our parents had permission from each other to be able to whoop our asses if we got out of line. And at the same time, so it was like, that's how tight we were, right? Like, this is how we grew up in our community. It was like, that was like my base. You know what I'm saying? Originally, that was my foundation. Excuse me. And I'm like, this is a trip because I'm observing different culture. I'm observing different families. Like when you just go with somebody of the same culture who's a different family, you're already seeing and experiencing a bunch of weird shit. You know, it's like having to watch other people's kids is either like, fuck, this is a nightmare, or it's like, wow, like this is awesome, or like, damn, like my kids are really fucking good, or like, damn, my kids need some work, or you know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's how I interpret it anyway. But I see that, like, I grew up not having affection, and I see what it did to me. I realize I kind of went on a whole roundabout, but back to the point, which is what I just said. is that it made me in real life like what. Oh, sorry, I left something out. That's why I didn't finish. That's why I felt weird with where I was going. I realized, so my Peruvian mom, she was super affectionate and she was always touchy feely with all the kids and like super huggy and kissy and like always rubbing your head and like, you know what I'm saying? Just always like super like cuddle puddle type of person, always just super lovey and like that type of person. So every time I would see her, she knew I was all squirmy and stuff, and like she knew that like I was just always like, yeah, like I'm tough, and like I was a little tough kid all the time. So like she would always give me like these like it wasn't disgusting, but like as a kid it was so gross. She gave me this big wet kiss on my cheek and gave me the hugest hug, and I would just be like squirming and screaming. And like I mean like it was funny, you know, it was all love. It wasn't torturous, but I was just like like I remember I was just like I loved it and I hated it because I just didn't know how to interpret it. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, wow, this is like a very cool thing, and it's like I didn't understand feminine energy whatsoever. So it just tripped me out, you know. I was like, I really, really lacked feminine energy growing up. So that's why I'm so like marveled by it as I get older. I'm like, wow, dude, like feminine energy and women's energy is just crazy. It's so dope. Like I have to, I'm like, I need to like put myself around this because this is something I never experienced, you know? And I think, I don't know, it's just a trip, like, and then everybody has their own love language too. So that's another thing that's interesting as well. I don't know enough to really like talk about it in words. I understand it enough to have enough understanding when I can have conversations about it and be there with you. But to speak on it off my own memory of what I know, I don't think I'm really like can do that right now. Just to be honest with you guys. I don't want to end up saying a bunch of dumb shit that I don't know what I'm talking about. But I know enough to understand. And it's interesting because I try and figure mine out and I'm like, I know that like acts of service is a big one and like probably physical touch, I would guess. Cause like those are the two and it's weird and it's like I'm not trying to sound like I'm some like punk weirdo like I need this and that. Nah, like trust me, I'm good. Like I don't need nothing. But what I realize is that like physical touch and like and words of affirmation too. That's another. Damn, I'm a needy motherfucker. So, cause those are things I didn't get when I was a kid. I never had. I need to stop talking like that. I most typically didn't have like breakfast or lunch. If I had breakfast, it was the same cold, hard-boiled egg of several hundred of them that my mom froze and would send me, and I would throw it over in the neighborhood as far as I fucking could every morning. I would take my hard-boiled egg and I'll point a new direction like a compass. A lot of times I would spin in the street and then just stop and then just throw my egg as far as I could and over as many houses as possible. Dude, I'm like, I'm sorry to waste them, but dude, I was like, I'd rather starve, dude. Like, and all my friends ate so many of them that they're like, nah, bro, like we can't eat anymore. And I would walk to school with a lot of people at a certain point. So, and they were just like, nah, bro, we're not even eating your fucking eggs. I'm like, oh no, my resources are gone. So if it got to the point where nobody's eating the food, what do? You throw it as far as you can over houses, right? Like, what? Well, that's what I did. And I don't think I ever broke any. I don't think that's strong enough to break a window because it's already boiled. So it's just kind of spongy at that point. Like it would just crack the shell and then kind of bounce. Yeah, I don't know. Damn, that's a mystery. I mean, because getting your stuff egged sucks. But like getting your stuff hard boiled egged, that's different. Like, and by the way, I posted a post on Facebook, and I'm just gonna say it again because ooh, all you nasty people, you guys. Okay, I'm not. I'm down for some nasty shit, whatever, right? In whatever, right? Chicken runny egg yolk is literally, and this is not me being dramatic. It's actually factually, well, actually just any egg in general that you would eat, aside from like bolo or, I'm saying anything like that. Like just a normal chicken egg is literally chicken, period. It's an, like, it's an egg that got flushed out of the system because it didn't get fertilized. And now we're like, oh, yummy. So imagine you go into the women's locker room, you go, okay, that's way disgusting. But that's what it is. And you go and you scrape a freaking pad or tampon, and you're like, oh, I got these delicious eggs. And you're like, bro, what are we doing here? Like, this is next level, dude. Like, like, yo, this is really next level. Like, bro, like, we got to take a step back here. You see what I'm saying? If we just shift the context slightly, like, that's pretty weird. Like, or let's say it was like a pig, period. Like, ew. Like, if it was, let's say it was any other creatures, period, that wasn't like eggs or normal shit you guys are used to. That's so weird. Like I said, I'm fucking weird and I'm down for whatever, but that shit, nah, that's so gross. Like, I mean, you can eat it. I'm not gonna fucking judge you or, I mean, I might crack some jokes, but I'm not gonna like actually hold it against you or be really grossed out if you eat it. Just do not try to even let me taste that shit. Like, I ate it one time as an adult because I was snowed into a fucking cabin and powdered milk was the only other option left, and I was not about to do that. So I was like, I'm gonna go eat some fucking snow outside, dude. Like, fuck this. This is so gross. So yeah, carry on. I forgot this is a very blue collar, white. No, this is a very white collar show. So we need to make sure we uphold the fancy feast of all times. So what we're gonna do here is move on to stuff that's not so gross and talk about stuff that's just a slightly bit more embarrassing, I suppose. Which is, dude, so not getting enough hugs and being told I love you and having any like positive words said, which is understandable. I'm not blaming my parents because they were going through crazy shit when I was young. Like, my childhood was wild, dude. Like, all like, you know what I'm saying? Like, having my little sister, my grandma, my great aunt all passed away in the same month. Going silent in school, started doing terrible in school, getting called dumb by my teachers, them trying to put me on all these medicines and all this. Fortunately, my parents always declined. This whole fucking thing, right? I'm like, dang, man, like, this is crazy, bro. Like, I don't even know what the fuck is going on. But that led me to be like super always asking jealous and clingy type questions in my relationships. Like, where you going? Who'd you talk to? Blah, 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 blah. Like, I can't even believe I used to do that. Because now, like, I've had far more crazy, like, inclinations about things than I did in the past. And I never, like, since I've grown, acted like that or done that. Sorry, not never, because I've definitely had my moments of being immature or whatever, or like over taking things wrong or over exaggerating or whatever. But in general, I'm pretty damn good about it. Like, I'm not like jealous. I'm not overbearing or all like overprotective or none of that shit. I used to be. I definitely used to be. My biggest, what I'm trying to think now, like, what do I really need to work on? Like, because I don't really have a problem with being clingy or affection. I can get very attached, but not necessarily like in like a crazy kind of way. It's more just like an excitement sort of way, where I don't know, I just get excited about shit, and then I tend to like go all in, and it's a good thing because I tend to learn a lot and I tend to experience a lot when I just kind of like, fuck it, I'll just throw my hat over the wall. Let's just go. Like, I don't know. I think it's like it's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission. And I think that's something I try to consciously implement with mindfulness to, you know what I'm saying, to not stepping on toes or boundaries or being disrespectful or something like that. Yeah, and it's like I've come to a point where I feel like anybody can say anything to me, and it kind of doesn't matter what the like context or position or whatever is. Like, I've had people tell me some super gnarly, harsh information in very mean ways. I've had people tell me fucking secrets. I've had people tell me just randomly open up. I've had people tell me random compliments. I've had people tell me random, like, oh, you better be careful, this and that. I've had people tell me, like, you know, I think you should stop doing this or that. I've had people tell me, oh, I think you should start doing this or that. I've had people tell me, oh, I noticed this or that. And it's cool because I appreciate it. Some people are just some shitty people, but most of the time it's like people mean well and they're cool, and it's like they want to see, well, not everyone wants to see you do good, actually. It's a very fine line. But dude, like, I realized because I grew up with like no feminine energy, dude, like none. It was very boyish and mannish and like tough. And like the Home Depot theme song, like that, no 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 tink, no 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 tink. You know what I mean? It's kind of funny. I would think I would be way more handy-manned out for the way I grew up and the shit that I learned and know how to do, but like, I don't know. It's fun to me in very small doses to like do flooring or build a wall or like shit like that. Like, it's okay sometimes, but most of the time it's like, I only like it when it's like really dramatic. Like, oh wow, this is 100% different looking. Like, I love it when it's like that. But when it's just like, oh, we got to paint the same wall, the same color. Like, this is stupid. No creativity. Like, fuck, dude. So, you know, it's a trip. It's like, if you really look at and analyze feeling lonely, it can seem overwhelming at first, but as I keep going farther down this hole of I don't feel lonely. Like, I feel like I have enough work to never feel like I've got enough work cut out for me for the next 50 years at least, to where I don't think I really have time to feel lonely. I'm kind of just not that I don't have time. It's that, like, I think it's like I understand past it, because lonely has to do with a personal relationship with myself. And because I relate to myself as multi-sided, I don't ever really feel alone, because like I kind of just will turn the kaleidoscope a little. I'm like, oh yeah, I should go surf. He's like, oh shit, you're surfing too much. Oh shit, let me try this. Oh, I need to go work on business. Boom, turn this. You know, you're not building any personal relationships. Oh shit, maybe I should do that a little bit. Boom. You're not building any business relationships. Oh shit, maybe I should do that. Boom. Oh, you're not learning any new information. You're not reading. You're not studying. You're not absorbing. You're not learning, listening to podcasts, listening to like ignorant music, this, that. And it's like, oh shit, let me turn this a little bit. So I don't really, there's times I experience the feeling of like, damn, it'd be cool. I wish there was somebody to talk to right now or somebody to just kind of share energy with. But at the same time, it's kind of like, well, the sun has to set every day. You know, nighttime comes, it's just part of it. Everybody got to go sleep. Everybody got to wake up. But I'm like, damn, it would just, you know, I don't know. That's just me thinking. So I think as I grow and as I learn and as I navigate through different relationships, just in general, I'm not talking like boyfriend, girlfriend, I'm talking just relationships in general, as I keep navigating through them and growing and learning and meeting people and experiencing people and, you know, just enjoying life for what it is, we're going to be triggered and we're going to have encounters with people who remind us of people and who act like people and all these things and trigger and ultimately just trigger us. So I think once we can understand what those little things are and why they are and what it is that we were really just missing as a child that's equaling all of the pain now. Because once I changed, oh, she doesn't love me, I'm not good enough, I want to kill myself, blah, blah, blah. Once I changed that to the understanding of, damn, I just didn't get enough hugs and told I was loved enough as a kid. And this is not in any way, I don't want anybody to feel bad for me. I don't want anybody to be like, oh, what is that? Nah, dude. I'm happy that I discovered this. It's a beautiful thing I'm proud to discover. And like I said, it's no diss on my parents. Like, you can only know what you only know. And I feel like if I'm here and I'm spitting positive shit and it's helping and it's contributing, then my parents did a good job. And it's a lot of times like people who have the craziest hardships do some of the coolest shit in life. So I'm just leaning into that like, please, God, like I hope that's true. Like, I'm trying to not let any of this go to waste. You know, I'm trying to put this out there and I'm going to just keep grinding, dude. Like, fuck it. It's fucking almost 2 a.m. right now and we're still fucking going, dude. And I got to be up early to be at a chiropractor and do all this other shit and run and da-da-da-da-da. And you know what? It's all good because I appreciate it and I'm having fun. And I'm just appreciating the ability to be expressive. It feels really fucking good. And if you want to be expressive to me in any way, leave a 5-star written review. That was mean. No, but I mean, like, you really should because that helps us a lot. And share and tell a friend because we don't fucking charge for this. I'm doing this out of my heart. I could be asleep. My baby didn't sleep until like 11 o'clock tonight. And I was out running around. I worked out 2 hour-and-a-half workouts today. I read about 15 pages of a book, maybe 20. Recorded this podcast. Fucking made a post earlier. Made breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And gonna do it all again tomorrow. So, and for the next fucking however long, because I'm really going to change my habits, dude. That's what I'm aiming for. And yeah, man. So I encourage everybody to go look inward, look into the youngest that you were and what it was that you were missing. Don't look for what was wrong. Look specifically for what was missing because there's a big difference in what's wrong and what's missing. And when we can train our brain to look at things as what's missing, things are no longer ever wrong. Boom.
Damn, dude.
What's wrong with my relationship? No. What's missing from my relationship? What's wrong with this date I'm trying to go on? Nothing. What's missing from this date I'm trying to go on? What's wrong with this person I need to tell to fire? No. Like, what's missing from this equation from which you need to tell a person you need to fire? Oh, what's wrong with this guy I need to hire? Nothing. What's missing from the equation of the new guy you need to hire? You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm just making stuff up. Like, that's the gist of it. You know, that's it. So like I said, please tell a friend. Leave us a 5-star written review. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube at Damn Dude Podcast, just like it sounds and spelled. And I'm going to be getting some new stickers made here because my motherfucking dog made me the dopest fucking logo, and I got to buy that shit from him through the NFT site because I've been lagging and I'm slacking. And J Pizzle, if you listen to this, I promise you, like I said, just give me these 2 weeks because this shit's fucking crazy. And I promise you, I'm going to have this hella done and get that shit cracking. So, hope you guys have a beautiful day. And take care of yourselves, love all. And you're beautiful. You're beautiful. It's true. And no one. Rooster Tail. That's at Rooster TALE official. Take us out. Much love. Peace.
90 miles push away, and I wanna be here for days. And we'll serve like 38. Now the sun touches your face, not the beach, not the blue. And the last one to be us too. And it's good, it'll be me and you.
Damn, dude. Damn,